Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Now today we're going to be doing a special review celebrating the channel hitting 3,000 subscribers. So I have to say a massive thank you to everyone who helped me achieve this goal. Now towards the end of this review, I will be shouting out 2 subscribers of mine, completely random, so make sure you watch till the end to find out who. Now in today's video, we're going to be reviewing the Transformers Studio Series Core Class, The Last Night Mohawk, and Bumblebee Movie Rumble. What do you think of these figures? Let me know in the comments. Are they a pickup or a pass? Let's now take a look at the figures packaging. Now taking a look at the packaging, we're going to start off with Mohawk here. At the very front, we have Transformers on the side. We have Decepticon Mohawk in white text with a white Decepticon symbol. We have Studio Series and a Decepticon symbol done in black with the Transformers The Last Night movie logo next to an open window displaying the figure in the packaging. And now taking a look at the top of the box, we have another Transformers The Last Night logo. And we do have a really cool image or artwork shot of Mohawk at Cade Yeager's junkyard with a blue banner and Studio Series done in black. Again, now moving to the side of the packaging, we do have a close-up of Mohawk's head and chest with a blue Decepticon symbol and Studio Series going down the side of the box with Core Class written in several different languages. And now moving to the back of the box, the figure transforms in 13 steps. There's a proc shot of him in his motorcycle and his robot alt mode. And as for the final side, just another image or artwork shot of Mohawk in his robot mode charging into battle. And that is pretty much it for Mohawk's packaging. So here we have Rumble's packaging. Starting at the very front, we have Transformers on the side. We have concept art Decepticon Rumble in white text with a white Decepticon symbol. We have Studio Series and a Decepticon symbol done in black with the Transformers The Bumblebee Movie logo next to an open window displaying the figure in the packaging. Now taking a look at the top of the box, we have another Transformers The Bumblebee Movie logo there as well with a blue banner and Studio Series done in black with a really cool image or artwork shot of Rumble in his mode in the middle of a battle. Now taking a look at the side of the packaging, we do have a close-up of Rumble's head and chest with a blue Decepticon symbol and Studio Series going down the side of the box with Core Class in several different languages. Now taking a look at the back of the box, the figure transforms in 11 steps. There's a proc shot of him in his all mode and his robot mode. As for the final side, it's just another image or artwork shot of Rumble in his robot mode, and that is pretty much it for the packaging. So let's now get into the review. Here we have a Rumble in his Cybertronian cassette tape alt mode. Let's take a look at the details. Starting at the very front, I do like the dark blue for the base color of the cassette with the smaller details done in gunmetal gray, red, and yellow. Now taking a look at the back, I do like how you can still see a few bits and pieces of the pile drivers from the remote still present in this mode, which I do quite like the look of. And if you take a look at the top of these cylinder sections, there is a Decepticon symbol on each one. As for accessories, I'm not going to spend too much time taking a look at them or talking about them because they mostly come into play later for the robot mode, but they can be stored at the back, and I'll show you how to do that once we get into transformation. As for features, if you do own the separately sold Bumblebee Movie Soundwave, you can store Rumble inside of his chest. Unfortunately, I can't show off that feature in full because I do not own that figure. Here we have Mohawk in his motorcycle alt mode. Let's take a look at the details. Starting at the very front, I do like the silver for the 2 front headlights and the red for the piston detailing at the front wheel. Both wheels are done in a really nice glossy black, same as the handlebars. Now moving to the midsection, this is probably my least favorite area of the bike because it is quite chunky, so would have been nice if Hasbro could have streamlined this a bit better. But moving to the back, I do like the jagged spikes sticking out the sides of the bike next to the back wheel. Speaking of, there's this really nice gold chain wrapped around the back wheel. Now flipping to the other side and taking a look at Mohawk's accessory, does include one knife, which acts as the kickstand in the alt mode. Now for some Rumble alt mode comparisons. Here we have the Bumblebee Movie Rumble in the middle, compared alongside the Siege Rumble on the left, the Studio Series 86 Rumble on the right. Now let me know in the comments, of the 3 Rumble figures you see before you, which one is your favorite? Starting off our Mohawk alt mode comparisons, here we have Mohawk compared alongside the Rise of the Beast RC, which I have to say I'm really surprised by the difference in size between the two figures, considering both figures are core classes and a part of the Studio Series line. I was expecting them to be relatively the same size, but as you can see, RC is a much larger motorcycle than Mohawk. Now here we have Mohawk alongside my favorite core class to date, that being Iguanas. Now for Rumble's transformation, what you're going to want to do is separate the bottom half from the top half of the cassette alt mode, and how this was tabbed into place is there is two tabs here and here, and two slots here and here. You can then split the legs down the middle, and then remove the accessories. And how they were tabbed into place is there is a tab right there, and a post right there, and there is a corresponding slot and port. And once you remove the weapons, you can just put these off to the side like so. And then let me just quickly straighten up the legs back to a neutral position. Then what you're going to want to do is grab the waist and swivel this entire section all the way forward. Then you can fold the feet out. And then now we're going to move to the arm assembly. So you're going to swivel this entire section down and then rotate it forward. Same with the other side. Swivel this entire section down and rotate it forward. And there is two separate hinge joints. So the first one you're going to fold up, and that will soft click into place. And the second one will fold down and also soft click into place. Same with the other side. That's just going to hinge up, and then that will hinge down. And that is it for Rumble. So now for Mohawk's transformation, what you're going to want to do is rotate all the way around to the back of the motorcycle. You can separate this foot panel from the back wheel, and how this is tabbed into place is there is a tab right there and a slot right there. You can separate the feet apart at the middle. How that was tabbed into place is there is a tab on this side and a corresponding slot on the other side. And then you can move the legs away from the body of the motorcycle, and then use the ball joint and rotate the leg all the way around. Same with the other side. You can then move to the arms, which are currently tabbed into the back wheel of the motorcycle. Separate those just like so. There is a slot and a post and a corresponding tab and ports. You can then fully extend the arm. Same with the other side. Separate the arm from the back wheel, fully extend that out, and then there is a hinge at the shoulder that you're just going to drop down. Same with the other one, just drop that down, and then use the ball joint and move the arm all the way down on both sides. You can then hinge the entire front wheel of the motorcycle back up, and then for the front wheel you can hinge that down, and then we're going to move this entire assembly up, bring the head up like so, and then let me just quickly straighten up the figure. And that is it for Mohawk. Here we have a Rumble in his robot mode. Let's take a look at the details, starting at the very top with the head sculpt. I do like the dark gray for the main helmet section, with the red for the visor and the silver for the mouth guard. Now taking a look at the pile drivers, there's some silver at the top with some metallic blue, some dark blue, and some gray for the tip. And if you do look at the bottom of each pile driver, there is a classic Decepticon symbol done in light blue. Now moving to the chest, the main base color of the chest is done that same glossy dark blue color with some smaller details done in yellow, gunmetal gray, and red. Now moving to the lower leg, mostly done that light gray color with some smaller details done in red and yellow. And flipping to the back, it's overall really well filled in with no backpack of any kind. Now for articulation, starting at the very top, the head can look forward, back, tilt side to side, and look left to right. The arms can move forward and back and out to the side. I'm actually going to move this one out to the side as well to accommodate the other areas of the articulation. So there is a ab crunch forward and back. That's mostly due to transformation. The legs can also kick forward and back and out to the side on a very tight hinge. As for the knee, there is rotation at the top of the knee and a knee bend And that is it for articulation. Let me just quickly straighten up the figure back to a neutral position, and then we can cover his accessories. So Rumble does include two non-identical blasters, both made out of this light gray color, as you can see, which can be stored on the back of the figure. Here we have Mohawk in his robot mode. Let's take a look at the details, starting at the very top with a head sculpt. I do like the massive Mohawk spike sticking out of the top of the head, but it is completely beyond me why Hasbro would not paint one of the most memorable details and traits of this character's design. It's just done that cheap, unfinished gray plastic when it really should be painted in a nice metallic green, but the helmet of the head is also done that same gray, but I do like the bug eye design done in black and red, and a really nice splatter of green paint on one side of the face. I also do like the gold bronze mixture for the teeth. Now moving to the shoulders, we do have the front and back wheel of the motorcycles that form the shoulders, which I think is pretty creative and cool. Now moving to the chest, there's some more green paint apps here with tons of mechanic details sculpted in. And as for the arms, overall pretty plain with a little bit of green at the hand and some really nice jagged spikes sticking out of the form, and the same can be repeated on this side, except there is no green, it's actually white paint apps now. Now taking a look at the legs, I do have to say this is one area that definitely could have benefited from some more paint apps, but I do like the very weird chicken leg shaped design they chose for this figure. And spinning to the back, overall pretty clean. You can definitely see there's quite a few pins and hinges, which you could say is ugly and you don't like the look of that. It really doesn't bother me. Now for articulation, we're going to start at the back because there's quite a few hinges and joints with these wheels, so if you want them a bit more angled out you can, or if you want them a bit more angled in you can do that as well. So there is a hinge at the base, this can hinge up and down, and there is also a hinge directly at the wheel and the same posability and options on the other side. Now flipping back around and starting at the head, the mouth can open and close and move side to side. The arms can move in and out, forward and back. There is a double jointed elbow bend. There is also a rotation at the form. There is nothing out of the hand, and unfortunately nothing out of the waist, but the legs can kick forward and back and out to the side. There is a kick at the knee forward and back to a very good degree, mostly due to transformation, and the foot's on a ball joint so it can rotate side to side and also pivot side to side. Now let me just quickly straighten up the figure, and then we can cover his one accessory. So Mohawk does include one knife, which can be placed in the figure's hand or on the figure's back. Another feature is you can remove the head to recreate his death in the Last Night film. Starting off our quick Rumble Robot Mode comparisons, here we have the Bumblebee movie Rumble next to the Stu Series 86 Rumble. And now for a final Rumble comparison, here we have Rumble next to the Stu Series 86 Frenzy, which we can no doubt expect within a future Stu Series wave, a repaint of a Bumblebee movie Rumble into a Bumblebee movie Frenzy, which I will definitely be picking up. Starting off our quick Mohawk Robot Mode comparisons, here we have Mohawk compared next to the Rise of the Beast RC. Here we have Mohawk alongside the Rise of the Beast exosuit Noah Diaz. And for a final Mohawk comparison, here we have Mohawk next to the Pretender Shell Iguanas. Now for my final thoughts on the Transformers Stu Series Core Class The Last Night Mohawk and Bumblebee Movie Rumble. Starting with Mohawk, I like how Hasbro kept his skinny, skeleton-like shape from the film for this figure, as well as the scatter paint applications of green and white to show wear and tear. Accessory-wise, the figure includes a knife that can be stored in the figure's hand or back. Transformation can be fiddly at times, but still simple and fun. The motorcycle mode is highly detailed and compact, but could be less chunky and have more paint apps. The knife can be attached onto the side of the motorcycle to act as the kickstand, which I found helpful and creative. Now on to Rumble. The figure's design is based on early concept art, so if he were to have appeared in the Bumblebee movie, this is what he would have looked like. But you can tell they took some inspiration from his G1 cartoon appearance. Rumble is painted in his classic dark blue color scheme with some details done in silver and yellow. I also like how Hasbro took a different approach and changed the pile drivers from an accessory to being an actual part of the figure. Rumble includes two non-identical plasters that can be placed on the figure's back to create the over-the-shoulder cannon look we know and love. Transformation is quite simple, just fold the figure into a box and then you are done. Rumble's cassette mode is well detailed and cute, plus it can be placed inside Soundwave's chest. Shout out to the Dark Force of Afterlife and Mr. Wave. Thank you for subscribing and supporting the channel. What do you think of these figures? Let me know in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this review, and I will see you next time.